Today, going over to the political part podcast, you have the White House declares that they do not support an independence for Taiwan, which is terrible news for pretty much every industry because every industry uses semiconductors, and that's where most of them come from. I would argue partially because of our government and cultural ineptitudes of voting for policies that make it prohibitive to do business in the United States. One of the reasons so many things, especially manufacturing, were outsourced to other countries that are more business friendly. That's why a majority of semiconductors, they're not made here. We're having to bribe companies to get them back here with public, giving them, not bonuses, but we're giving them all these forgivable loans and grants. Because again, for years, we just made it near impossible to make stuff here. Now, this comes to us thanks to Colin Rugg, and he says, quote, just in, the White House official John Kirby says that the Biden administration doesn't support Taiwan's independence. Yikes. The commitment came after a reporter asked about Biden's call with President Xi, this from China. Quote, I wouldn't characterize President Xi's comments, but I could tell you that the president was very, very clear that nothing's changed about our one China policy. We don't support independence for Taiwan, but we also don't want to see the status quo changed in a unilateral way, certainly not by force. So, granted, his voice is probably infinitely better than mine, so we'll go ahead and I'll hear what he has to say. This is the Mr. Kirby, which, I don't know. How many people just immediately think of Nintendo and that little, I don't know, it's not an animal, a magical creature, the little pink ball Kirby character? The Pokemon, yes, that thing. I think. Yeah, it's the Pokemon.
Reportedly told President Biden during their summit in San Francisco that Beijing plans to reunify Taiwan with mainland China. Did the Chinese leader bring up similar sentiment in their call the other day? And if so, what was President Biden's response?
Certainly Taiwan came up in the context of the call. There's not a single discussion that we don't have with senior leaders in the PRC where we don't talk about Taiwan. Of course it came up. I won't characterize President Xi's comments, but I can tell you that President Biden was very, very clear that nothing's changed about our one China policy. We don't support independence for Taiwan, but we also don't want to see the status quo changed in a unilateral way, and certainly not by force.
Reportedly told President Biden during the...
And again, there are different methodologies for, international diplomacy and, what's the best way to protect your allies. I kind of think the best way is, usually the old cliche, show by force. So, we do have some military presence and do military drills for the Taiwanese military. Can't help but think, put a couple Marines over in Taiwan, just guard those semiconductor factories. Because again, pretty much everything you enjoy in modern society, it has a semiconductor, and the most advanced ones all come from Taiwan. It's 90+% of advanced semiconductors are manufactured there. That is a huge consolidation of manufacturing. So of course we should absolutely care about that instance. Now, scrolling down, you have Red Wave Press saying, quote, what? The United States president elected by democracy doesn't support other democracies? That's a bold take. Unquote, getting 5.2 thousand likes. Calvin responded saying, quote, God keep Papa Xi happy, getting 3.5 thousand likes. Kyle Becker says, quote, Biden is compromised as hell, getting 4.7 thousand likes. Sergio Plade says, quote, what do they support besides open borders, getting 816 likes. And Colin Rugg responded saying, quote, Ukraine, cheeks and dicks. Oh, chicks and dicks. I see what's going there. Rigging elections. Am I missing something? Getting 2.5 thousand likes. Paul Zazupa says, quote, in other words, China owns Biden. This is despicable, but it's not surprising, getting 748 likes. Pismo says, quote, are you surprised? It's a picture of someone walking dogs, and it's Mr. Xi, President Xi, or Dictator Xi. He is a dog walker, and all the dogs are the Biden family, the Obama family, Schumer, Pelosi, was that Harris, Hunter Biden. They got 944 likes. Let's see here. Mark says, quote, why is Joe Biden so soft on China? Because he's owned by and answers to the CCP. I'm quoting 676 likes. But yeah, fascinating how we have to kneecap our economy and destroy our automotive industry by getting rid of ICE vehicles and crimping down on emissions while China's building dozens of coal plants as we speak to ramp up their energy manufacturing capabilities. Scrolling down more and more. Yeah, Chris Trump saying Trump 2024. He did not create the Democrats He did not create the Democrats' hate, he exposed it. He did not create the media's bias, he exposed it. He did not create the corruption in both political parties and government, he exposed it. I'm quoting 604 likes. Zeno says, quote, the puppet president is Biden. Looks like all the strings are attached, so it's like a Weekend at Bernie's type situation, and he's being controlled by the flags of China, Ukraine, World Economic Forum, Israel, and I think India. The last flag eludes me at the moment. Or is it Mexico? No, Pakistan, I think. This is not a joke, but it should be. Again, I know many flags, kind of. And that got 617 likes. Pismo says, quote, Biden just gave a green light to President Xi to invade Taiwan. I'm quoting 550 likes. Valentin Gomez says, quote, while they don't support Taiwan but support Ukraine joining NATO, is it because Hunter is not doing business with Taiwan, getting 761 likes? Gunther Eagleman says, quote, the nickname China Joe makes sense now, getting 787 likes. Pismo says, quote, China wasn't interested in Taiwan until Taiwan became the world leader in semiconductors, I quote, getting 235 likes. He also said, Gunther Eagleman also says, quote, I blame Eric Swalwell for banging a Chinese spy, and quote, getting 812 likes. Let's see here. So, as youth might say, the opposite ratioed. Vindicated. I mean, pretty much everyone is agreeing with Colin. Let's see here. It'll be interesting to see if that's going to be a big hot topic in politics in terms of U.S. global diplomatic relations. Are we too surprised that, we said they were going to be an ally, and yet we keep abandoning countries that we say are allies, and the bad guys keep expanding their territory? But let me know in the comments. As always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Sharing the video is also a great way to help with the magical Rumble and YouTube algorithms. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.